What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Yours truly, Kendrick Knight here, back again with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Back at it again, Lonnie King and myself. WWE WrestleMania 41 review. King, man, how you feeling about the show, man? Two nights, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. Obviously, didn't have that WrestleMania feel to it, but just like, what was your thought process?
The overall build to the show was lackluster. It could have been done a lot better. We could have gotten a whole total different match card, judging on how the year started. You know what I'm saying? Starting with the Royal Rumble. The event itself across the two nights, yes, there were some ups, but there were a lot of downs. You know what I'm saying? Um, Overall, this Mania was very underwhelming. Um, I'd say it's not better than 40, not better than 39. Uh, I'll probably put this up with maybe Mania 35, maybe 35, I'd say. Probably 34. This show was very it had potential, but it didn't reach the standard, man. It didn't reach the WrestleMania standard. Didn't feel like WrestleMania season. And I'm just glad we're moving on to Backlash, bro.
Yeah, I have to pretty much agree with King. It was underwhelming. There was a lackluster of, build up to WrestleMania. Wasn't really excited to watch it as I was last year. Um, there were plenty of matches that could have just been a regular match, or that could have been on Raw or SmackDown. But it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best either. So if I had to put this on a scale 1 through 10, it would probably be a good like 6.8.
Yeah, man, definitely didn't have that WrestleMania feel. You know what I mean? Very lackluster builds. Start, finish, start, stop. Feuds. Thinking that we're going to have on the WrestleMania cards, either night one, night two, and just filler matches. You know what I'm saying? Definitely raw matches. Um, on the biggest stage that we're going to get into, man. But yeah, I'll have to agree as far as like a 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before we start recording, we definitely had moments where it was like, oh my God, this feels like WrestleMania now. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, it was definitely lackluster, man. We're gonna get into it obviously later, but a lot of noise about the main event of night two, man. We don't have to get into it, but like how would you rate the feel that you had in that match, the build up to it, and obviously the ultimate outcome, Lonnie?
Um, I think the build up to it wasn't. I thought it was pretty solid. Uh, I don't think it was the like absolute best, but I think that was kind of the point for John Cena. Like he's not feeding into anything that we want. So, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do like this heel Cena a little bit. Just very quick-witted, things like that. What was the other question you asked? I'm sorry.
How would you rate the just the match in general, and obviously the outcome?
The match itself, uh, like 3 stars. About 3 stars. Like I said, there was nothing great, but it wasn't that bad. Um, Honestly, they could have did without Travis Scott, but like something had to like they John was not going to win clean. So of course, something had to, happen. I just think they could have did without Travis Scott. That's just me personally. Um, the outcome of it, I love it. And yes, I'm saying that because I'm a John Cena fan, and yeah, I wanted him to get 17, and that was pretty much the only time he would have had the opportunity to get 17. So the match itself, yeah, it was all right. Um, I actually don't like the ending of it. I'll take that back. So yeah, I might have to go 2.5 stars. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like the ending of it. I thought that was terrible. But once again, that was probably the point. But yeah, I'm just glad that Cena got 17. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought she was going next, bro. I got you, man. Um, the build for this match could have been a lot better. I feel like the promos they didn't really pick up. So I say maybe like the second time they got into the ring together, as far as promo wise. The SmackDown prior to WrestleMania, that was like the best promo battle going against each other. I just felt that Cena should have been more involved in the storyline. You know, he's been in and out, in and out, in and out. And once again, Cody's have to carry his WrestleMania point like he did the last 2 years. The match itself, I give it 3 stars, man. I really liked it. I like seeing this presentation. You know, coming out, we don't have like the highlights of Titantron anymore. It's just John Cena in this white, big, just plain letters. I like that. He walked to the ring all slow. He didn't even crack a smile. It was dark. I really loved it, man. Just it just fed into his character. Cody's entrance was great with the motorcycles. Motorcycles, motocross is really big in Vegas, so it made sense. I like the mask, I really like that. And Cody definitely carried. We nobody should have came to this match expecting a technical masterpiece or a class instant classic. No, John Cena's almost 50. Yes, Cody Rhodes in his prime, but this is more so story centric match, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all about 17. It's all about solidifying John Cena as a heel for the first time in over 20 plus years. Um, so Cody definitely shined in this match. The finish is what people have been complaining about. Um, yeah, it was bad, man. Travis Scott is what, a buck 30, and he basically was like the deciding factor of who's gonna walk out as WWE champion. Like this is the biggest match of the year, the biggest storyline going into the biggest show of the year, and a rapper was a huge contributing factor of who's going to walk out as champion. That was just ridiculous. The Rocks definitely should have been there. I know he had this interview earlier and he explained on the Pat McAfee show. I'm not buying it, bro. He should have been there, man. He should have been there. Travis Scott, a rapper, bro. It's just too much. It didn't make any sense. And then Cody's receipt of the crossroads. Brody didn't roll out the ring. He's supposed to roll out the ring. Cody sitting there has to like pick him up and push him out. Then he got to the ring all slow. It just messed up the vibe and it just messed everything up. But Cena winning was the right choice for sure. Cena winning was the right choice. I'm excited to see where to go from here. I'm excited to see where Cody goes from here. But I think the match itself, before Travis came out, it was actually good. It was picking up, had some false finishes. You know what I'm saying? Cena was really leaning to his heel work. Um, but Travis coming out just kind of just ruined it, bro. But I still give it 3 stars because Cody really carried, really tried, Cena tried, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, Rock had to be there, man. Rock had to show up.
Definitely, I agree with you guys as far as like it being like a 2.5, maybe a 3 at most for me personally. For any logical wrestling fan coming into this, you would know for sure it was going to be like a 5 star. You know what I'm saying? John Cena's way past that point. But just name wise, like, no, yo, this is like a big match. You know what I'm saying? John Cena and this generation's John Cena. You know what I mean? And so the match itself was good. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Cody carried in a sense of, you know what I'm saying, just John Cena's heel persona now. Who would ever thought that we'll ever see John Cena on a WrestleMania stage or any stage, you know, just beg and plead for someone not to do something, you know what I'm saying? And he's the one that's do something to that person, you know what I'm saying, in that sense, you know what I mean? And so the just I just loved it. You know what I'm saying? John Cena being who he is now, the presentation, like you said, King, as far as the Titantron, the whole presentation, just big letters, John Cena in a black and white, and just walking casually. Um, this is a side of Cena that I never thought we'll ever see. Um, a side of Cena that I'm enjoying, that I'm loving, and I'm excited for what this era of Cena now as champion is going to bring. As we saw Monday night, we're going to see possibly Randy Orton and John Cena at Backlash for the title. But this time, I heel Cena, babyface Randy Orton, which is crazy to say in today's wrestling. But man, as far as the match itself, didn't care for the Travis Scott point of view and just how his interference came into play. I definitely thought this should have been like a clean victory, in my opinion, for Cena. You know what I'm saying? That whole aspect of, of course, Travis definitely had to get his receipt from Cody. But I didn't think it would be one of those things where it would be involved of the ultimate finish of the match, which was crazy. But overall, I'm happy for Cena. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorites of all time. Um, and I'm happy to see, him surpassing Ric Flair and what this reign, his last reign, will come, man. But before we get into, the match cards, um, I want to get into something real quick, man. You know what I mean? Because King swear up and down that myself and Lonnie didn't really appreciate this man's run as champion. But I want us all to go around, man, and King, you can go first. Um, Cody Rhodes was champion for 378 days, carried the company from WrestleMania to WrestleMania, had banger matches throughout the presentation, the aura, the media. He really carried WWE on his back. Um, King, how did you feel about Cody's reign as champion and being that quarterback that the WWE needed after the whole 4-year reign of Roman Reigns?
Man, I thought it was a fantastic reign from beginning to end, man. You kick it off with AJ Styles, that crazy match in the Lyon, France, 5-star classic. Then you go into the Logan Paul match, right? And then you go into the Solo stuff. It was kind of iffy, but he put a good match out of Solo at SummerSlam. Let's be honest. Then we get into the Roman Reigns and the bad blood stuff. We're going against the Bloodline. That was good to see. He beats Gunther, becomes the first ever Crown Jewel champion, right? Then he gets into this blood feud, personal feud with Kevin Owens. Have a great ladder match. Then we get into the Cena stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, Cody just proved the fact that Cena turned heel just proves how big of a babyface Cody is. You know what I'm saying? He turned Rock heel. He turned Rock heel last year. Turned Cena heel this year. That's just a testament to how great he is as a good guy, as a babyface, as your face of the company. He is gonna win it back before the year ends, probably SummerSlam. He's gonna win it back. But 378 days, man, it's not bad, man, for a first time world champion. So I give it an A, man. I give it A minus based how it ended. I give it A minus how it ended. Yeah. So A minus.
Um, I know when he first won, um, at WrestleMania, or a little bit after, I was a little bit more harsh. And, I guess it was more so because, like, you know, not everyone is John Cena, right? Not everyone will have not everyone will be Super Cena. Not everyone will put on like banger after banger after banger match. Um, so pretty much I'm saying I didn't necessarily feel that way. The same way I feel about Cena, I didn't really have that attachment or anything to Cody, so I was, you know, pretty much critiquing him subjectively, which isn't fair. So I actually went back to watch um a lot of the matches with Cody. And I mean, King is right. Like just, AJ Styles, that was the stint with AJ Styles, like just even though I quit match and everything like that, right? Like those were great. I thought he did a really good job. Um, just like you said, coming Roman Reigns fresh off a 4-year run pretty much, and Cody, pretty much taking the championship away from him and being the face of the really like 39 too. Like he's had a strong run for about a good 2.5 years. And but him as champion, like I said, just watching back the PLEs and just even like SmackDown, like um him being available, his availability, I think that's what I appreciate the most of his run. And like just even giving guys like Carmelo Hayes a chance to go toe to toe with him. Like it's things like that I do appreciate about Cody Rhodes because Roman really wasn't doing that. A lot of champions now feel as if like why is that something I should do? I think that just goes to show how dedicated what you call it is Cody is to his craft and to just WWE. Yeah, I thought he had a great run. So I would have to go B plus A minus. Um I really did, like I said, just watching back all the matches and like looking at it from an objective manner, like Cody is really, really good. Now when it comes to Cena, as far as him and Cena, I had to take Cena. So yes, I'm glazing, I'm riding, I'm doing all of that. So like so that's why he gets a B plus because when it came to Cena, I mean, it's hard to beat Cena on the mic. So,
Mm.
but yeah,
I mean, Cody held his own though.
yeah,
He had his
but
moments.
going to the you can't wrestle, it's like, okay, tell us something we don't know.
Yeah, I got you. But I enjoyed Cody's reign. Just his um return at WrestleMania 38. You can tell that, he was groomed into where he was at WrestleMania 40, into where he was going to be at WrestleMania 40, man. And so just this entire reign and just presentation and what he did for the company, I definitely have high praise for, and I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I've always been, I ain't gonna say Cody Rhodes has always been my favorite since he started, you know what I'm saying? But he always been that guy that I've always had an eye on, like, okay, if they push this guy just a little bit, he could be something, being Dusty's kid. I don't think he should just stay in the mid card status. Like at least some attempt to be in the main event at some point. And it took him to, leave and do what was right for him at the time to be his own person, to get out of his dad's shadow, get out of his brother's shadow, and be Cody Rhodes and not just Dusty's kid. And doing the indie stuff, obviously the Japan stuff, and ultimately the AEW stuff, and making an even bigger name for himself. And then when it was time to come over, now the ball is rolling for him to be that guy, right? And so when that time is right, being at WrestleMania 40, getting the help of The Undertaker, getting the help of Seth Rollins, John Cena, and now being that guy now, um, I love the moment. He finished his story and the reign itself. I mean, it was good. You know what I'm saying? It started off hot with the AJ Styles stuff, which I loved. Two guys that's in my top five as far as like my current WWE superstars. Definitely enjoyed that series. The Logan Paul one off, then the solo Sikoa stuff, and so on and so forth. I enjoyed it. The presentation, him being that standard bearer of what it is to be the guy in the WWE. And that's not a slouch to Roman Reigns because he did what he could until his his schedule and whatever. But for someone to step up and be that company man and that company guy that we can put on to be its champion, he definitely did his best, and he did what he could. And um, now being the guy that John Cena beat to become the 17-time champion. Um, I don't look at that as a negative in a sense. So I think it's time for him, do his own thing, take a break for however long, and then whenever it's time, you know, be on the journey to get the title back. And like you said, I think maybe SummerSlam since it's too nice now. So did y'all have any more before we move on to the cards?
No, I don't. I'm good.
Okay. What about you, King? You
Oh
good?
no, I'm good, man. Good, man.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, WrestleMania 41, night one, man. Started off hot and heavy with King's guy, man, Jay Uso, going up against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Man, King, how did you feel about the match itself? And ultimately, Jay Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship, bro.
So even though I'm a huge Jay fan and I've been an advocate for Jay for over since he's been a single star, um, I'm just glad to see that he won it and you guys were there to witness it. You know what I'm saying? You guys are very like heavy, really like just critics last year about Jay saying he can't win the big matches, can't win the big matches, but he won the Royal Rumble. You got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Now he beats Gunther, one of the most dominant heel champions we've seen in quite some time. And he wins. So the whole he can't win the big match narrative, that's squashed now. That's squashed. There's nothing to say now. He wins the big matches. He comes through in the clutch when it matters. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, being objective, um, the match itself was average. The finish was terrible. How do you have Gunther, right? One of the most dominant wrestlers that we've seen in the history of the company, right? Tap out in 3 seconds. He tapped out like immediately in his own move. In his own move. A move that he's won championships with. A move that he's retained multiple titles with. He tapped out in 3 seconds. He looked like a geek, bro. It didn't look realistic. It looked like Gunther's a loser, man. He looks like a geek, he looks like a loser, he looks like a dweeb, a dork. He doesn't look like credible at all, bro. That was really goofy, bro. That was a goofy finish. I'm happy for Jay, but Gunther just ruined, man. Gunther, I can't look at Gunther the same after that. I can't look at him the same. So I'm happy for Jay that finally he avenged his brother, won his first world title. That's great. But Gunther, man, in the process, he suffered, bro. He was sacrificed for this, man. And even after the whole Pat McAfee stuff last night, I'm still not sold on Gunther, man. It's gonna take a while for him to get his heat back. But yeah, I'm off Gunther, man. That was bad.
Yeah, that was definitely terrible. Look, the match itself was solid. Like you said, the ending left a bitter taste in my mouth. I didn't like that because like he could at least choked him out, and then they do that. But like you said, the first 3 seconds he pump and bust. It's like, yo, what happened, bro? Like, oh, like, bro, you already tapping out. He literally just put his forearm on your neck and you already tapping. That's crazy. It is a bad look. Now I look at him like JBL, um, in a sense. Like, yeah, it is hard to like that will forever be on your like that will forever be attached to you now. You tapped out, and as you being a ring general, you being one of the most winningest WWE superstars within his time frame to do that is like but then like I also hate how they'll kind of I don't know how that impacts Jay. I don't know if that helps or hurts him because of that. And it's just like, man, like I don't know. Me personally, I don't care, but I know other people, like man, I don't know, like I yeah, I don't know, but I'm happy for Jay. Well earned, well deserved. I know I've said things in the past. That was just my only thing. He is great, but we just needed to see him win. That was the only thing. Now he finally, won at the biggest stage of them all. I can't say anything. I was
Mhm.
rooting for him. Um, like I said, he most definitely earned it. Um, it just seemed like every loss he had, he came close, but it just wasn't enough. But he's finally here, and I just hope he has some type of reign. I hope this isn't no type of Kofi run, because I would be really upset. But yeah, I hope he holds it for a couple of months. But yeah, shout out to Jay, man. Shout out to Jay.
Yeah, 100%, man. I was hyped for Jay. You know what I'm saying? Been a Jay Uso fan for a while now that he's been on his own. Especially during the early parts of the Bloodline origins. 2020, 2021. The right hand man and all that type of stuff, man. Um, Definitely hyped for Jay. Definitely one of those things where did the moment feel big enough based off of the finish? You know what I'm saying? And the match itself, like you said, King, it was average. It wasn't like the greatest match in the world. It definitely has a bad look on Gunther. You know what I'm saying? This is the ring general, the guy that's been pushed as, this badass bruiser, doesn't take no ish, doesn't, you know what I'm saying? This is Gunther. And he taps out just within like 3 seconds of the hole. You know what I'm saying? The only guy to hold championships for multiple months and almost years. And this is the guy that just taps out like that. Like I was thinking like this match was finished based off of the two Frost Blasters that he did on Gunther, and that's it. Or maybe one more trifecta, and that's it. But a tap submission, I was not expecting that at all, and it
Mhm.
doesn't make Gunther look weak in a sense. Um, and definitely sacrifice his aura and what's next for him. And but in the end, man, I'm hyped for Jay, and I hope that he has at least a 3 month reign for the title with the title, and has pretty solid defenses with it against whoever steps up. But the moment was cool. Going out there, with Jimmy and that whole thing, man. But overall, it was a solid moment. It was a solid moment. King, did you have more?
Oh no, man. No, 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 no. I'm good, man. Just wish the finish was better. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, next up, you had the New Day and the War Raiders. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't got nothing to say about it, so
there's nothing to say, bro. It's a raw
yeah,
match. Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to say
Okay.
about
No
it.
question, man.
I ain't got nothing to
Keep
say.
pushing it up.
I ain't got nothing to say about it.
Keep
I
pushing it
don't.
up. Yeah.
Okay. New
Hmm.
Day, get the world titles. Um, Third match, which was very disappointing to me, man, because I was expecting a lot more, especially with the build to the match. Um, Jay Cargill, man, and Naomi. Jay clearly won this match as we expected, but I thought we should have had a lot more. Lonnie, did you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, having a heel Naomi. She actually doesn't look bad being a heel. I was kind of surprised. It's starting to mesh very well. Like you said, but I and it kind of goes back to King's point. Did it fall flat because of the lack of in-ring experience of Jade? It's things like that to think about. Naomi, a vet over 10 years doing this, and um Jade, she just can't always rely on the brute strength. Like, yes, it's impressive. The finisher was good. I will say that the finisher was pretty good. But, you can't just always rely on brute strength. Like, who are you, Ryback? Like, I mean,
Mhm.
it's only that only lasts but for so long. So, Jade, like you have potential. You have that star power. If you can just work on that, and if we can hear a decent promo, then, then you'll be something here, or you'll be bigger than what you already are. Um, yeah, I for this match, it I was expecting a little bit more, but like I said, I just think Jade, she kind of relies too much on her strength, and that could end up being a weakness. So
Yeah, I agree. As far as the depending on the strength aspect, you know what I'm saying? After a while, you're gonna have to actually, you know, wrestle and do more. But would you say, King, that Naomi carried in a sense?
Yeah, Naomi carried 100%. Not to say that Jade that when Naomi jumped off the top rope and caught her, that was tough. I'm not gonna lie, that was tough. But Jade's just not really doing it for me, bro. She's not fluid. She's not natural. It's still like she kind of moves like a robot. She needs to kind of just like be looser, kind of just relax. She's still kind of uptight, still kind of robotic. It's just something about the way she works, bro. Just like it's not clicking with me, man. Like, what did she do like this whole time off? Did she really like get in the ring, really like train to get better, bro? Because she has the look, no question. She has the aura, the entrance, the look, everything you want in a superstar. But the bells has to ring. The bell has to ring. You know what I mean? And and I thought Naomi should have won this match, first of all, to kind of like she's newly healed. She hasn't been healed since what, Team Bad, right? So this win on the WrestleMania stage really solidify her as one of the top heels in the women's division. And Jay can, she can win a backlash, she can win at Money in the Bank, whatever the case may be. But I felt like Naomi should have won this, give her that WrestleMania moment, solidify her as a top heel. And she definitely carried this, man. She carried it. Um, yeah, Jade, she needs to do more work, man. I need to see more from Jade, bro. She got to tighten up, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. As much as I enjoy Jade, I like Jade, but kind of like what y'all was saying, like we need to do like more. You know what I'm saying? And not
yeah,
just
she just stiff, man. She just stiff.
yeah, for sure, absolutely. Did you have more before moving on?
Nah.
No. All right, man. Fourth match. LA Knight defending his United States Championship against the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. King, how did you feel about this match, the finish, and Jacob Fatu becoming United States champion on his first WrestleMania? Like
Man,
I
this is the
told you, it
best
was
match
gonna
of
happen.
the show. I
Huh?
mean, yeah, you're right. No, I'm saying this is the best match of the show at this point. Like this
Yeah.
match was really like the crowd got into it, I got into it. Like LA Knight, man, on pay-per-view, LA Knight shows up, man. I'm telling you. Jacob Fatu was definitely the right winner here. Although LA Knight just relatively won the championship from Shinsuke, like what back in like what mid-March, he just had it. But hopefully this LA Knight can catapult into, bigger storylines on SmackDown. But Jacob winning was a no-brainer, man. Jacob 5-2 is everything they wish Solo Sikoa was last year, bro. Solo Sikoa is nowhere to be seen. I mean, as a nowhere to be seen, but like he's not really a focal point anymore as he was last summer. Solo Sikoa was out here main eventing pay-per-views, pinning Cody Rhodes, pinning Roman Reigns last year to not even being featured heavily like he was. Jacob Fatu is that dude. He's the future. This is just the beginning for Jacob Fatu, man. This was just the beginning. This match was solid. This was clearly easily the best match on the show up to this point. Because before this, it would just felt like a basic Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, or a house show in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this is about a 3.5 star match, man. Right winner, no issues with this match, man. Right man won.
Yeah, not what I mean, you know what I'm saying? Jacob Fatu, man. Hey, all gas, no brakes with it. Hey, I'm off the scale with it. And ever since he stepped into the bloodline, you knew he was gonna take over in some way, shape, or form. Like his presence is too hard to like ignore. So like you said, like Solo, like move. Like everyone knew Jacob. As soon as he made his first appearance, it was just like, oh well, yeah. I mean, like you can't deny it. He has everything. He has speed. He has the athleticism. He has the strength. Oh man, he's good on the mic. I you can't do. And LA Knight, he doesn't lose any credibility for this at all because that was a great match. And like you said, King, like when it comes to PLEs, LA Knight, yeah, like that's why he's here for a reason.
Mhm.
Um the match was really good. When he hit him with the why do I always forget LA's Knight finisher? When he hit him with it when he got off the turnbuckle when Jacob was on the turnbuckle. I thought that was really, really good. I ain't gonna lie, thought he was gonna win. Thought he was gonna win. But the match itself, I like when they both go at it because they know how to put on a show. They know what the crowd want, and they put their money where their mouth was. I have no arguments, no complaints about this match. Mr. Naramin, he well earned this US title. I'm ready to see how this run looks. I mean, like I said, him and Brian Breaker are just very similar. So I feel like eventually whenever and it may be a little too soon, but whenever Jacob loses, he's gonna end up getting he's going up for the World Heavyweight Championship. But yeah, it was nice to see Jacob win.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree as far as like at this point of the show, this was like the best match for sure. And this is just a testament to, like you guys were saying, LA Knights, um, just star power on the biggest shows, whether it's a SummerSlam, whether it's a WrestleMania, LA Knight delivers. And what better way to introduce Jacob Fatu on the WrestleMania stage with a guy like LA Knight? The match was great. It was phenomenal. And I'm looking very forward to Jacob's run as champion because, like you guys were saying, Solo Sikoa, he was good for what he did. You know what I'm saying? I guess low key carrying, SmackDown from that point of Roman Reigns being out for a while and him leading, that new bloodline. But it just didn't last. You know what I'm saying? That aura just stopped for a minute. And when Jacob came, it's just like, whoa, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Solo, like, watch out. You know what I'm saying? And he has that look, he has that aura, he definitely has the mic skills and the pure strength and athleticism that you will want out of someone to lead the company. Jacob has that X factor that unfortunately Solo Sikoa does not have. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. And so I'm looking very forward to his mid card title reign. How long he keeps it, and this is also just a way to, for him to creep up into that ladder of being in contention of WWE Championship material, and yeah, I'm looking very forward to it, man. But this was by far at that time the best match on the card. Um, but yeah, man, the match itself was good. It was great, and pretty solid s- tone setter for the rest of the card. I would say for sure. And Loki saved the show up to that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Did y'all have more before moving on?
Oh no.
All right, man. You got King's favorite, El Grande Americano going up
Wow.
against
Wow, bro.
um was supposed to be Rey Mysterio, but he was injured, so Ray Phoenix stepped in for his first WrestleMania, going up against you know this guy. Lonnie, how did you feel about the match itself, man? And did you think it was the right choice for Ray Phoenix to lose his first WrestleMania?
Yeah. It was he's new. He's new. Um, Mr. Grande Americano. Um, I mean we know who it is, but it sucks that it wasn't Ray, wrestling. So of course, you gotta find somebody on a whim. I thought I do like Ray. I do like Ray Phoenix. Just feel like he's a wizard when it comes with like high flying or just like acrobatic things. Because some of the stuff he was pulling, I'm like, what? But then what, Grande Americano was pulling too, I'm like, whoa, hold on now. Like, what we doing? The match wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. Well, I like high flying stuff, so I'm already intrigued with things like that. It can get a little redundant, but I don't know, some of the stuff that Ray Phoenix was doing, I was like, okay, it's a little impressive. Um, if I had to put this on a if I had to rate this, I would probably say about 3 stars. It's very close to 3 stars, so I'm gonna just go with three. Um, like I said, it wasn't bad. It could have been a little bit more, maybe, because it's, Ray Phoenix first WrestleMania. Uh, it's we're expecting a lot, as fans, and taking a step back, it's just like, well, he literally just came, what, 2, 3 weeks ago. So like I just that alone, I'm like, oh well, nah, I not to say he don't deserve it, but like to win over Mr. Gable, nah, I don't see it. But yeah, not a bad match. Not a bad match. It was solid.
What you got, King?
This match was mid, man. This match, bro, I didn't really care. This is a raw match, bro. Like this was like just thrown together. Ray Phoenix. Why is Ray Phoenix losing in under 8 minutes, bro? He just got to the E. Why? Why is he losing? I mean, I don't get it, bro. Like, it's just this was a Monday Night Raw SmackDown match, bro. Like, yeah, there was some cool moves, but I can see cool moves. Down the street, I can go to a local indie show and see cool moves. Like, I mean, this is not a WrestleMania match, bro. Even with Ray, even if Ray didn't get hurt, this is not a WrestleMania match. This was thrown together at last minute. Adam Pearce made this match in the backstage segment. This is WrestleMania. This screams WrestleMania. This
No.
conveys WrestleMania. This deserves to be on the card. Like, bro, like, nah, man, I'm good on this match, bro. I'm good on it. This is one of the matches I was talking about. Like, we only have to spend too much time on. It's just like, okay, this is okay, like, all right, it's filler. It was just filler, man. I think I was cooking at this point. like actually in the kitchen cooking at this point. I had it on the background. It was just background noise. You know, and Ray Phoenix looks like a geek. He just got to the E. He's losing already in his WrestleMania debut. But it is what it is. I got nothing else to say about this useless and pointless match, man. Nothing else to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree as far as it being filler. I myself don't have much on the match. It was good for what it was. Good to see Ray on the biggest stage. Good to see El Grande Americano on the stage. You know what I'm saying? AKA Chad Gable. Um, but I mean, it was good for what it was. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely looking forward to Ray Mysterio. Um, but it is what it is, man. It happens. Injuries happen. But I mean, it was what it was. It was solid. I guess it was a good heel way to win with the stuff in his mask. But yeah, Ray just got here. Already losing? Already
I don't
losing?
think that's necessarily. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think if this
Mm.
was, I only say that because, like, if this was Raw, he would have won. But the fact that it is WrestleMania and we know who El Grande Americano is, it's just like, I feel like this was more so of since Ray got injured, I feel like this was more so of a like a seniority type of move. Like, oh well, he's been here. I mean, because I don't know, for Ray Phoenix to win at WrestleMania, to me that doesn't really sound believable, especially when he just came about 2, 3 weeks ago.
I guess that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I mean, it was good for what it was, right? So, um, did y'all have more moving on?
I'm good, man.
Oh, good, yeah, good.
I'm good,
All right,
man.
man. Let's get to business. Tiffany Stratton defending her WWE Women's Championship against King's favorite Charlotte Flair,
Mm.
the 14 time Women's Champion. Lonnie, how did you first of all like the build to the match and the match itself and the finish, and did the right person win?
Man, this thing was flatter than both their asses. I was like, man, everything
Bro.
just this was trash, man. Like I said before, I think I to me, I think Tiffany is a better heel. Um, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I really ain't got much to say about this either. But I mean the promos, the only thing that really like caught static was the 0-3 and Ludwig Kaiser. Like that was really the only thing that really came out of something in the promo or the build up to WrestleMania. And the match itself, this is something that could have been a SmackDown match. I was really underwhelmed, but I'm not expecting something from a woman who just now getting back in the ring, who just tore her ACL. Like I'm not expecting much really, but this was a lackluster too. I probably went to go Dookie or something when this was on. It wasn't. When they started, I was like, you know what, my stomach hurt. I gotta go use the bathroom. So, I watched it on my phone, but it was even hard to watch on my phone. Um, there is nothing I can say about this match that stood out to me besides Tiffany Stratton teeth. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was decent. Um, kind of like what you're saying as far as like the build to it. Outside of the Ludwig stuff, and the 0-3, like, what can you really say that kind of like stood out to you that made you like, oh my God, did she just really say that? Or anything like that? Or just give it um, more flavor into, the into the match that the audience can stick their teeth into. Um, it was a decent match at best. Tiffany did what she could. Um, eh, to me, it felt like some stuff was just like not scripted, and kind of like Flair just went on her own with certain things and tried to get her stuff in. You know what I mean? Um, but definitely the right one with one. Um, I did not want to see another Charlotte Flair title reign and hijack, SmackDown for the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. Um, Definitely enjoyed um, Tiffany's reign so far, and I'm glad that it's continuing and seeing what's next for her. Whether it's another match with Charlotte or moving forward with someone else. But the match itself was good. It was good for what it was. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out what was the spot that kind of like made her teeth like that. Do you remember?
I sure don't.
Yeah, I have to rewatch it. But that's all I really got, man. King, how you feel about it?
I thought this was one of the better matches on the card, really. You know what I'm saying? Were there some botches? Was it kind of clunky? Sure. But you can just tell, like, this was personal. This was a personal type feud, especially on the promo we got in Chicago on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. About the whole, Ludwig thing and Tiffany talking about her divorces, whatever like that. You can tell it was really had this gritty, had some realism to it. You know what I'm saying? And we don't get that a lot. Today we get a lot of like gymnast guys like Ricochet, like there's no story, just doing gymnastic flips and dives for the sake of doing it. Kendrick loves that kind of stuff. I don't know why. He loves guys like Ricochet, you know what I'm saying? Ali is like, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. You know what I mean? Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte, you actually like you can feel the tension, bro. And I actually think that Charlotte kind of sandbagged her a little bit, you know what I'm saying, especially towards the end. Um, I'm surprised that Tiffany won. I'm surprised Charlotte came back fresh off the injury, wins the Royal Rumble for the second time. Um, I'm thinking that she's gonna be fast tracked right to the be champion again, make it 15 times. But Tiffany won. I was genuinely surprised. Like Tiffany Stratton got the biggest win of her career against one of the all-time greats on WrestleMania. Like, wow, the right woman won. I give the match itself maybe like give about 3.5 stars. It was that they gave them a whole bunch of time. I think they went at least about 15, 20, 15, 16, 17 minutes. Told a good story. It was very physical, methodical. Um, but overall, man, I liked it, man. I liked it. Right winner, good match. And this is not like this is not one of Charlotte's best matches in her career, or anything like that. Not even Tiffany's, but this was solid, man. This was a solid match, man. No complaints here.
Yeah, that's solid. You know what I'm saying? Um, did y'all have any more before moving forward to the main event?
Nah.
No? Okay. Before we get to the main event though, in you guys' opinion on night one anyway, who had the best entrance?
Tiffany. Mm.
Oh no, I kind of like Seth Rollins a little bit, just a
Yeah,
little
Seth
bit.
was up there.
Yeah. Oh no, I guess I kind of like it because of the comment that my fiance made. She was like, "Who's this Jesus?" I just thought that was so funny. I think that's why I kind of like it. Yeah, probably Seth. For me, probably Seth.
Okay. I would definitely have to agree as far as like Tiffany. Tiffany was pretty tough. But I did like Jay's. It was pretty creative with the
Yeah.
whole weatherman thing and the whole storm is coming stuff. I thought that was pretty unique. Um I like punts. The callback to WrestleMania 29, the same bands, same person walking them out, you know what I mean? Like the whole um I like that callback. Um and Jay was pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, dang, I forgot. Yeah. Oh, I thought you said Jay. I don't know why I thought.
Yeah, Jay
My
was
bad.
yeah, you're good. But yeah, night one's main event, a match that, King said it was like pointless, was, the best match on the night by far, no debate. Seth Rollins going one on one with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Um, Lonnie, how did you like the execution of this match? Did this match just over exceed your expectations? And how did you like the finish?
I didn't know what to really expect. I mean, I knew it was going to be a really good match. I didn't really put any expectations on it because I didn't want to be mad if it was underwhelming. Everyone, of course, have their time to shine, and I think everyone did pretty well with their time to shine. I think we all said Seth was going to win, right?
Yeah.
Um, I- yeah, we all knew Seth was going to win, but like you said, as far as the execution, that's what we were, unsure about. So, to see Paul Heyman once again, like backstabs both guys and go with the architect, the visionary Seth Rollins. I thought that was beautiful. I thought it was great. And in some way, shape, or form, they always go back to the Shield moment. And it almost feels like a canon event now every time it involves Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. He's been hit with the chair so many times. I'm like, my goodness, like no skin ain't come off yet. Like it's like you ain't got scoliosis, nothing yet. Like uh I don't know how to feel about that. Like for the continuous reminder of like, like, hey, I this is why I did what I did or whatever. Thought the match was really good though. I thought CM Punk, he was a little tired. He was a little tired, but I thought he did really good for the amount of energy that he had. Seth did great. Roman did pretty good. But if I had to rank them as far as like who was the best to, worst, oh, that's actually I'm putting Seth one. I'm putting Seth at one. Man, this is I don't even know why I did that. Uh Seth one, Punk two, Roman three. But I don't think it's not bad that Roman's at three. But just from what I've seen, I like that order. Um but yeah, I thought it was a really, really, really good match. I didn't like I said, I really didn't have any high expectations for it because I didn't want to be disappointed, but I thought that was a great ending for night one going into night two. And that was really the saving grace for WrestleMania night one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. During like the beginning moments of the match, I realized like Seth Rollins is in back-to-back night one main events and Roman Reigns is involved. Um, which was like a crazy thought I had. Um, all guys delivered within their own um ways to deliver. The story was there. Um, and I really enjoyed what each guy brought to the table as far as the intensity, the emotion, and the physicality. Um, I was gonna ask you a question, but I didn't want to like interrupt you. So going back to like the Shield moment, with Seth Rollins, chair in the back. At this point, even though as fans, like we know the story about Seth Rollins betraying the Shield, so on and so forth. At this point, do you think it's kind of overplayed at this point? Like we don't need the constant notion or that just play that, hey, oh yeah, we did this, X amount of years ago. So at this point, do you think it's like overplayed or just like, no, we need that for, the story?
To me, like I said, I think this one was a little redundant. I thought last year WrestleMania, I thought that was actually kind of perfect. I thought that was actually really good, but this one I'm like, we need another reminder, like again. That's how I initially felt. So that lets me know that it's kind of been dragging on just a little too much.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love the finish with, Paul turning on Punk, turning on Roman. Um, they did get me 'cause I was not expecting the Roman turn. Um, when he turned on Punk, I was like, okay, this is a whole thing that, Paul and Roman did together. You know what I'm saying? Um, and if you paid attention to Paul Heyman's eyes when he was behind Roman, like you just knew, you know what I'm saying, as a wrestling fan. Um, so that's when I knew, like, okay, Seth and Paul are kind of in cahoots. Um, and I love the fact that it was Roman that got pinned to further that story. Um, because back to back WrestleManias, Roman Reigns gets pinned. Um, and so I enjoy the match. Definitely the saving grace for night one. Um, and I really, really enjoy this match, man. And I didn't necessarily have expectations because I didn't know what to expect as well. But definitely loved the match. It went on for a solid, what, 30, 32 minutes, something like that, 33. Um, and so really love the match, man. Love what all three guys brought to the table, and looking forward to continuing the story with them, especially this past Monday with the alliance of Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman, and going up against Punk and Roman, looking like they have no choice but to team up and get along to take down that alliance, that newly formed alliance. And looking forward to continuing the story, man. But the match itself was definitely like top three as far as like my favorite match on the entire card, as far as both nights. We wait, King.
Um, this all this good match and oh, I liked it and all this stuff like that. That's not telling the whole story. The whole story is that this triple threat match is the greatest triple threat match that's ever been produced in a WWE ring, right? This match is better than Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 20. It's better than the WrestleMania 30 main event with Dane Bryan, Batista, and Randy Orton. Um, this is better than any triple threat match you can think of, man. This match had it all, man. The near falls, um, the overall pace. There was not a dull moment in this match, man. The presentation, CM Punk finally getting his WrestleMania main event. You can just tell the way he's out when he's out there wrestling during that main event, but you can just tell how happy he is, how grateful he is to be in that spot, man. All he wanted was a WrestleMania main event, and he finally got it. Now the build to this match was trash, right? Build to the match was trash, nothing on the line, whatever like that. But now going through the match, having watched the match and seeing the aftermath of it, I'm glad we got what we got. especially what we saw last night with Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman. Hopefully, with another person along the way. This match was the best match one of the best matches I've ever seen. Period, man. Do y'all agree with that? This was amazing, bro. This was amazing.
As far
Oh
as
my God.
triple threats, I would have to agree. Um, that's why I said like if I had to rank who had a good like it's hard because it was hot, and I'm glad I didn't put any expectations on it because like I said, if it was underwhelming, I would have been upset. The fact that it wasn't, man, I don't know. I don't know.
They were
The,
working. They was working. Roman was definitely working, man. Roman, man. He was the MVP of this match, no question. This was phenomenal, man. This was a 32-minute match, but it felt like 15. Like it didn't feel like 30 minutes, man. Time really flew. I watched this match obviously live, then I watched it again the next morning. Think I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow at work, bro. This match was so good, man. The best match of the weekend, no question. No question. This was 5 stars across the board.
Yeah, man, 100%. Um, did you guys have any more move before moving forward to night two?
And the right guy won. Seth Rollins should have won for sure. I like the way
Yeah.
it was handled. Um, and I'm excited to see Roman Reigns without Paul Heyman for the first time since 2020. You know,
well, nah, not only that, Roman ain't got nobody.
yeah, yeah,
Literally.
he alone. You know what I mean? He's gonna be forced to team up with CM Punk after we saw last night. You know what I mean? But after that, like Roman's on his own for the rest of the way. There's no Jay, no Jimmy, there's no Solo. You know what I mean? No Paul Heyman. So yeah, let's do it, man. I think the last time we saw Roman Reigns by himself was when he was the big dog. Like
Dang, that seemed like forever ago
big dog.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that, like 2019?
Yeah, didn't you see him lose to like Eric Warren, Eric Rowan, something like that at Clash?
Yeah.
At Gym?
Yeah.
I mean, lost to Eric Rowan. It's crazy.
Because Luke Harper came and helped him. That's why. He won't clean. He won't clean. But yeah, man. Night two, man. Started off with a banger, bro. Io Sky retained her WWE World Women's Championship against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. King, how did you like this match, man? And obviously, it set the tone for the show. But did you expect it be such a banger that it was?
This is arguably the greatest opener to WrestleMania history, bro. In all 41 WrestleManias, bro, this is probably like top one or two or three like openers, bro. That was crazy. My only gripe is that Bianca, why did Bianca have to get pinned? Like, you could have furthered the story how Io always has Rhea's number. Like, you know what I'm saying? In matches, like Rhea's never beaten Io in any one-on-one match. Going back to NXT, main roster, like never beaten Io. Why Bianca had to get pinned? She had the streak, and it was an organic like streak. Like never been pinned in WrestleMania, never lost. She had to take the pin. And then after last night, look, Rhea's going back for the title again. How did she even get a title match at WrestleMania to begin with when she lost just a couple weeks before WrestleMania? Now after last night, she's chasing Io again. Where Bianca at? Bianca deserved to have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. She won the chamber. My goodness. What did Rhea do? You know what I mean? I don't get that, bro. The story going into this match was not good, which seems to be the theme of this WrestleMania. But the match itself, that was 5 star across the board. Once again, n- never a dull moment in this match. It was always moving. The flow was crisp. It was smooth. Um, the ladies all got their stuff in, and Io was the right winner here, man. Io was the right winner. Um, but Rhea, man, it's coming too much, bro. It's coming too much, man. Just let somebody else shine. Like, please. I like Rhea, but please, bro. in the title picture for over what, like 2 years now, bro. Please, let somebody else get a shot, bro. She can have time off, like please. She can have time off, get her fresh, get her, you know what I mean, like But Rhea again, she's gonna have to EO again. Like you just lost at WrestleMania, then you lost the title to her last month, and now you back chasing again. Come on, I need some fresh blood, man. I need some fresh blood.
Yeah, I mean, is there more I need to say? I mean, because I'm absolutely with King. The match was phenomenal itself. By far, one of the best women's matches I've seen, and by far the best opening I've seen in a WrestleMania. Um, we all picked Io. We figured she would win. Um, but while in the match, it was just like, wait, is Bianca actually going to win this? Just, the way the momentum was swinging between Io and Bianca, it was a little hard to tell. They all put on a great show. It is annoying that I don't think it's fair that Bianca got a one-on-one shot, like you said, King, because fight she fought and clawed her way through the elimination chamber to win. And then Rhea all of a sudden has a number one content. No, she lost. She lost to Io. Wait, which happened first? Oh
What?
no, Io beat her at Elimination Chamber, right?
But that was the Raw
No, it
after
was
Elimination Chamber. She
Raw
went on
after.
Raw.
It was Raw after.
Yeah,
Okay, still, why is Rhea even in the conversation?
yeah,
Because you lost on a Raw? Push off, man. Like, come on, like what are we doing? That did upset me a little bit, but the match itself at WrestleMania was great. I believe all three women put on quite the show. And I don't like these weirdos, man. Why are y'all booing Bianca?
mm,
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Now, I mean, I don't think she would be a bad heel or nothing like that. But like, what did Bianca do? If anything, Rhea's the bad person in this. If
yeah.
anything, but Io well deserved. It's nice to see her hold the title a little bit longer. Um, we'll see where it goes from now. I don't think Rhea deserves another shot for a hot minute. Like you said, go take a break, you know what I'm saying? Go back home. Go put some shrimp on the barbie. Um, I don't know, just yeah. But great match though. Great match.
Yeah, phenomenal match, man. Definitely enjoy this match. Definitely probably like top three, top two best women's matches I've ever seen ever in my life. All three women killed it, played their roles, did what they had to do, and fought and clawed literally to, become champion. And deservedly so, Io Sky walked in and walked out as champion and, have her moment, have her WrestleMania moment. Um, as far as the crowd aspect, I definitely agree with you, man. Bianca definitely was the bad guy in this scenario. Rhea Ripley definitely was, kind of like forcing her way into this match. I didn't really rock with that, but it is what it is. Weird crowds always come in WrestleMania time, so kind of fickle. But Io Sky, man, like I said before, one of the best women's wrestlers, arguably the best WWE superstar that's on the roster, man. Definitely had her moment, paved the way for women's all around the world, um, especially within her country, and what she has done since coming to the WWE, and so definitely deserved her moment. Um, but yeah, man, the match was great and definitely stamped night two for, being obviously the better show than night one. But yeah, it was a great match and definitely made me more in tune into, what's next and what can follow that up. King, did you have more?
Oh no, no, no.
Y'all good?
Yeah.
Man, next up, man, Drew McIntyre against Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight, man. Lonnie, how did you like the match, man? And how did you feel about that selfie mid-match?
Oh man, that was oh man, I love Drew, man. You know, man, we've seen broken dreams, we've seen selfies, we've seen it all from Drew. Drew carried this match for sure. Drew is just a phenomenal wrestler, man. Like honestly, just personally, just like wrestlers alone, take away accolades, wrestlers alone, Drew for me is like top five.
Mm,
Top five for sure. He
mm.
is phenomenal, man. Like I said, just take away the accolades and just wrestling itself and mic skill. My goodness, like just creativity. Drew is a phenomenal wrestler. And it's like almost every match he's in, he's the one who carries. I mean, and King has talked about it too. Like just him even selling, like it's everything he does is damn near perfection to me. Um, I thought this was a really good match, but that could be because Drew carried. Damian, had some moments and it wasn't bad, but yeah, I thought the Drew made this match higher than what I thought it would be. Um, both going through tables. Um, I like the second one when Priest went through the tables. I like that one. I thought that was a little bit funny. Um, the claymores, the I mean just those two going at it, and like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it, the way Drew was able to put on a show for the both of them, I thought it was amazing. And man, and if I'm being honest, I think Drew just need another. I need to see him as champion again. I need to see it, and I need to see him have it for a while. I
Mm.
mean, not a long time, but I need him to have some type of stint. Um, but yeah, I would give this about 3.5 or like 3.7 out of 5. This was a
Mm.
really good match. I love shout out to Drew.
So coming from a, Drew hater, apparently, I really enjoyed this match simply because of Drew McIntyre's work and definitely carried. That's not a negative on Damian Priest. Damian Priest has definitely showed us that he can show up in big moments. As far as the wrestling aspect is just, not, kicking out sometimes. But outside of that, Damian Priest has been that guy. Kind of like what King was saying in the preview, like that high upper mid card guy that you can put in the main event sometimes to, what I'm saying, surprise others and think that you can win or even win sometimes. But Drew definitely carried, definitely did what he had to do there to pick up the WrestleMania victory. Many people, such as King, says that Drew McIntyre should have been higher up in the card, and I agree, man. The year that Drew McIntyre had, the series with CM Punk, the matches with Seth Rollins, just the constant trolling and just the mic skills, man. I definitely did not see this out of Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? Being that guy on the mic. You know what I'm saying? The babyface Drew McIntyre that carried the pandemic era as champion. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? He was good. But this Drew McIntyre has definitely over exceeded any type of expectation that I had on him. He's definitely up there as far as like guys that I look at as far as that can carry the flagship of the WWE. And I'm looking forward to what he can do next and what's next for him. Um, and so Solid match. A good way to, continue the show on with the hype and tone setters. And, Drew McIntyre, man. Shout out Drew McIntyre, man. The selfie was crazy though, man.
I want to keep this short and sweet, man. Right man won. What else is new? Drew McIntyre continues to show out in big matches or any match. He's one of the top guys in the business. He deserves a lengthy world championship reign, similar to his 2020 reign. And he just further cements himself as one of the all-time greats and future Hall of Famer, man. He's one of the best workers in the business. There's no question about that. I mean, he had the feud of the year with CM Punk. Well, not gonna say wash, but out of prime CM Punk feud of the year. So what else is new, man? We expected this, but we knew going into this that this was gonna be a good match, mostly because of Drew. And that's it, man. I want to see what they do with him on SmackDown this Friday. See what's up. Maybe he does something with Cody. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he faces Cody at Backlash. You know what I mean? Remains to be seen. But I need something big, man. I need to see something big for my guy Drew McIntyre going forward, bro. Like none of this little no. It's time now. It's time to really put the rocket behind him and let him fly.
So, how do you feel about the statement I just made earlier about Drew? Like, accolades alone, just him as a wrestler and just mic skills. Well, yeah, accolades taking away accolades.
Yeah, so I mean, Kendrick knows better than anybody how I feel about Drew McIntyre. You know what I mean? Kendrick used to be the biggest Drew McIntyre hater in the world. He can't even deny that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He hated Drew McIntyre. He absolutely hated him. He called him Shane's lackey, he called him Dolph's lackey. He said he could never be world champ and he sucks and all this stuff like that. This is all documented. So I'm not just making this up. He knows it. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Now to see where he is now, you can't deny it anymore. You just can't. You just have to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the best guys in the whole industry. You know. So I agree with your statement wholeheartedly, bro. Forget the accolades, strip away the accolades and all that stuff like that. If you if I want to picture the perfect pro wrestler, it's Drew McIntyre, bro.
It's hard to find one that can replicate him. It is
Yeah.
hard. It's
The look,
really
the
hard.
wrestling ability, the mic skills, the aura, the presentation, the believability. He just looks like he can kick you out. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just looks like he can beat up anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think he's probably had the? I think so. I think so. Do you guys think he's had the biggest like bounce back or like the revival? Because I know the first time, his first go around to WWE, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, yeah, yeah, sure. Like now, it's he's like must see TV.
It's
Yeah,
better than Cody.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
You know, getting fired, what I'm saying, did what he had to do in the Indies, came back NXT, had a couple bangers in there, called up. Um, he was he teamed up with Dolph, you know what I'm saying? Did that for a while. Um, and then slowly but surely went into that main event scene. Um, had solid matches here and there. Seth Rollins when he was Universal Champion. Um, Roman Reigns, Bob, and then that whole build up to that 2020 Royal Rumble. Losing the Ricochet. We gotta be honest. He lost to Ricochet, which was like okay,
Who lost to
maybe,
Ricochet?
huh?
Who lost to Ricochet?
Drew
You lost to,
McIntyre.
you lost to Ricochet? Oh yeah, he did lose Ricochet.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
did. He did. He did. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, he lost to Ricochet, and then he wins the Royal Rumble. Um, Not only did he win the Royal Rumble, man, he eliminated the then WWE champion Brock Lesnar, which had me, going hype. I was hype. You know what I'm saying? He was dominating that Royal Rumble, eliminating guys left and right. And for him, Drew McIntyre to be the guy to eliminate him was crazy. He ultimately wins it, beats Brock Lesnar at that WrestleMania, and he had a solid run as champion. You know what I'm saying? He had one-offs with Seth Rollins, Dolph. Then he had that series with Randy Orton, which was bangers. Um, and so, since then, and especially now that he's a heel now, definitely revived his career, and he's no longer the chosen one. He's just that guy. You know what I mean? And so, I definitely agree with you as far as that question, Lonnie.
I don't recall you being hyped when he won the Rumble at
What do you
first.
mean? What do you mean? What do you
You weren't
mean? I
hyped.
was hyped. I was.
You
I
were
was
not hyped.
hyped.
Stop, bro. Stop.
I was
Stop.
hyped, bro. What are you talking about?
You're not gonna fool me, bro.
What
Like
do you
it
mean?
was not hype, bro.
I was hyped.
So when did you start when did you start liking Drew McIntyre? Because you can't admit that you didn't like Drew McIntyre. Keep it a buck. You was hating on Drew McIntyre for a hot minute. Let's be real. Let's be
When
real.
he beat Brock Lesnar, that's when I started rocking with him for real.
Oh, so exactly. So when you won the Rumble, you were exactly hyped when you won the Rumble. Because that's how much chat meetings after the Rumble. That's how much I
Correct. But like I was
okay.
hyped when he won. Like he eliminated Brock.
But
Like,
you still didn't like him though. You still didn't like him like that.
yeah, he had to prove to me that he can win on the big stage.
Okay. And then we won the biggest stage. That's when you start liking him.
Yeah.
That's bandwagon. That's the definition for bandwagon. So
Not
stay on that
necessarily. Not
side.
necessarily.
Stay on that side, man.
So okay.
Yeah, stay on that side, bro.
So you can't switch. You can't switch. Like
Switch.
someone else can't like change your mind.
How about the loyalty? I respect loyalty. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're supposed to stick with your guy for the good times and the bad times. Now
And
you
that's
want
what
to
I do. But you shit
switch.
on me for liking guys like Ricochet, Apollo Cruz,
They suck. They
EC3,
suck.
Mustafa Ali,
They
Cedric
suck. Yeah, all
Alexander.
these guys
You feel
suck,
what
bro.
I'm saying? Like I rock with those guys, and you shit on me
Ali
every
suck.
time.
Ricochet sucks. Ricochet suck.
All
Ali
right,
suck. They suck.
all right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm Lonnie, bro. Lonnie, were you really high on Ali or Ricochet? Were you high on these dudes?
No,
Ricochet lost to Brock in like what, 2 seconds?
no,
All right, man.
Huh? You like Ali? Oh, Lonnie, how you feel about Ali?
no,
You like Ali?
no.
He had a nice theme though. I ain't gonna cap. The theme was cool. How'd it go, Kendrick? You remember how did it go? Ali theme? I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go hard.
Yeah,
That one was tough. He had the little he had a light up mask. That one was tough. I ain't gonna lie. But he was just born though. Like he was just born. Like he was just born. And Apollo, bro, some Apollo Cruz, and then the Cedric Alexander. Like, bro, you name a bunch of lower card guys, bro. Never even sniff a main event. Like, you know what I'm saying?
all right, man.
But to see where Drew came from, just like to see where he came from. He came back, NXT champion. Then he gets to the main roster. In Kendrick's words, he's Dolph's lackey, Shane's lackey. He just a sidekick, whatever like that. And now look at him. 3-time WWE champ, Royal Rumble winner, so on and so on. Now what? That's all I gotta say about it, man. Stay on that side,
Were
Kendrick.
you expecting a response? Like, what are you talking about, man?
No, I was done. I said, nah, I'm done. Stay on that side though.
I rock with Drew. What are you talking
We
about?
don't want you over there. We don't want you over here.
All right, cool, man. I stay on the side with my guys, man. You
What
know,
bro?
like you,
What's that you
huh?
got?
Huh?
Ali at?
He in TNA actually.
Okay, what Apollo at?
Catering.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What's Ricochet doing? He ain't doing nothing in AEW.
Yeah, he is.
He won the title.
Nah.
Been there for a minute. It's on hard.
It's only been a couple months. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
What are
Still
you
can't
talking
cut
about?
a promo.
Huh?
Still can't cut a promo. Okay.
Okay. You know who can?
Who?
EC3.
See, you do like mid. I don't know why he like mid. Crazy, bro. He like mid, dude. Cedric Alexander. Bro said Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander was the greatest cruiserweight of all time. Like
He
what?
is. He is, bro. So who's better than him in 205?
Oh, you said I think you said cruiserweight of all time.
No, on 205 Live, who's better than
I just told you. I told you Neville. I take TJ Perkins over him. I take there's a lot of guys I took him. I take Enzo over him. Enzo's more of a draw than him. Um, there's a lot of cats I take with him. Yeah, TJ Perk. I definitely take TJ Perkins over him. I take Jack Gallagher was better than him. Jack Gallagher.
All
I
right,
take.
nah, hold on, nah,
Whoa,
that
whoa,
was
chill,
crazy.
chill, 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 chill.
Nah, that was crazy. Nah, that was crazy. King, that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was crazy.
Neville definitely better than him though. Excuse me, but that was definitely better than him.
I actually did like Neville though.
Neville better than him.
Okay, Neville's valid. Who else?
I take Neville. I like TJ Perkins over him. TJ Perkins. Yeah, I like TJ Perkins.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Nah, bro.
I take Enzo. Enzo was more entertaining. Like,
Bro, no, bro,
hold on,
no,
I'm saying
bro.
no. You talking about this? I'm saying overall total package. Enzo better than him overall. Like Mike skills. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment wise, aura. He's better than Cedric Alexander.
You better wrestler?
Huh?
You better wrestler?
It's more than wrestling. It's just in ring, bro. There's other aspects to it. And you know it.
But when it comes down to it, you have to wrestle.
Being comes down to it.
Huh?
Why they put the title on Enzo then? Why they put the title on him then?
Because he's entertaining.
Okay, then Cedric was not entertaining. He couldn't talk.
Why was he champion?
He was a gymnast, bro.
Why was he champion?
Gymnast. He was doing gym moves. He was gymnast moves, bro.
Why was he champion?
Why was he champion?
Yeah.
Because he's a gymnast. How long he held the strap for? How long he
For a
held it
while, actually.
for a while?
Yeah. A
Nobody
month.
cared. Nobody remembers, bro.
I remember.
Nobody. Yeah, only you. You the only one. You know what I'm saying? Where he at now?
Hey, man. He looking for another home.
Okay.
You might go to AEW.
Uh, he not gonna do nothing to A-Dub.
What do you mean he going to join the Hurt business? Or the Hurt Syndicate?
I'm good on that, bro. Her and the kids. So they're trying to get MJF. Well, MJF trying to get with them.
Why the hell he trying to go out there?
Huh?
He what?
I'm saying MJF's trying to get with the Hurt Syndicate.
He's MJF. Why does he need the Hurt Syndicate?
Him and MVP got a relationship that goes back years and years. Like you don't watch A-Dub, man.
Yeah, nah, even I seen that. I'm kind of
Oh,
surprised
come on,
you.
bro. Yeah, come
Yeah,
on, bro.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't see that, Kendrick.
I did see that. That's what I'm asking. Why is he joining? Why
Oh,
does he want to join? It's MJF.
MVP wants him there. He wants, but Bobby and Shelton kind of like they kind of
back
skeptical.
off, man.
But
That's
they
what I'm
theme
saying.
tough though. They theme tough though. They theme is tough,
Yeah,
bro.
it's tough.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
All right, man.
I take Austin Aries over
All
O'Neal. I take Austin Aries over no bull.
right, hold next topic, Kendrick. Next one,
But I
next
mute
match,
you
next
real
match,
quick, man.
next match,
You know
next
what?
match.
I mute you real quick.
I'm gonna find some more cruiserweights in that. I'm gonna find some more. I'll take Kira Tozawa over the nigga, bro. For
All
real.
right,
He's
all
at
right,
least
next.
Kira Tozawa. At least he
Come on,
entertained.
next match, Ken.
Yeah,
Next
next
match.
Entertaining.
match, man. Next match, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Fatal Four Way for the Intercontinental Championship, man. Penta, Braun Breaker defending his title against Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio. Arguably, probably the biggest pop of the entire night or the entire weekend, honestly, with Dominic Mysterio winning the Intercontinental Championship. How did you feel about this, Lonnie? And was this the right move?
Absolutely. I like it. I love it actually. I think I chose Finn. I don't remember it, but I think I chose Finn to win. But hey, I'm not mad at Dom winning at all. I think this was the right move. You know, he's had a little drought. His last championship was what, the NXT was the
North American, yeah.
yeah, North American championship. So that's been about, well, 2 years. Approaching 2 years. Yeah, I like it. Um, Finn, he's man, he's good. Finn is good, but I don't know. There's just something about Finn. I don't know. I think right now in this time, uh, Dom Dom deserves it. And it's funny. I'm trying to remember what exactly happened. I don't. Oh, it was when Dom was about to hit the 619 on Finn. And I was like, I think Dominic actually might have a chance. And like ever since that moment, like it was literally like just creeping towards that way. The match was pretty good. I don't have any complaints about it. Once again, the ending was by far like that's what really like that last 2 minutes is what really made the match what it was, honestly. Um oh, I'm tripping. Braun and Carlito, uh, spearing him into another table. Um, Penta doing his thing. Everyone played their part very well in this match, but I am glad that Dominic came out with the W. Um, and pretty much like we know eventually this Judgment Day is going to come to an end, and we may see Finn Balor versus Dom at Backlash. Just that may be something. But yeah, I'm glad Dominic won. I literally threw my phone when he won, and I was happy. I was really happy that Dom won. But great match. I'll give this about 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I was looking very forward to another Finn Balor IC title run, but I'm not mad at it at all that Dom won. Um, I love the setup to the finish. Balor going for the coup de grace on Braun. Then out of nowhere, the frost bash by Dom and 1, 2, 3, right? Um, I knew it was too early for Penta to get it. You know what I'm saying? Just introducing himself into the universe. So I knew it was too early for him. I had a feeling that it was Braun's time to let it go. So it was between Balor and Dom for me. And me being a Balor guy, like I wanted Balor to get it, but I'm not mad with them picking Dom for the spot. Someone that has definitely worked his way up into where he is now. Um, when he first came in, just being Rey Mysterio's son, you know what I'm saying, being so green, and them being a tag team during the pandemic era. Um, it was good, but it was kind of like at some point he needed to be on his own and do what he has to do on his own. And I was thinking that him, just being a babyface and continuing that, run. But for him to turn on Ray and Edge at that show and eventually lining himself up with the Judgment Day was like one of the greatest things that he could have ever done. And for him to be within his own person and his own limelight, and it has definitely put him in a stratosphere where it's like he was once the most hated man in the company and booed every night. He couldn't even talk at some points. And to have a pop like that where everybody was just in joyous of his title win, it was amazing to see, man. And I would not be surprised later down the road he'll be a full blown babyface again. But yeah, like you were saying, this whole Judgment Day thing is, slowly crashing down. Finn Balor's definitely going to want to get his lit back
Mhm.
eventually, and one-on-one match between those two for the IC, definitely that's money for me. And so the moment was good. It was great. Um, to me, uh, top three. As far as that conversation, as far as like the best matches on night two. And looking forward to what's next for Penta. Obviously, we know what's next for Braun and the continuation of the Balor and Dom story. But the match was great, man. I enjoyed it.
As far as Dom deserving it, he wasn't booked nearly as strong. I think he's won maybe like what one televised match on Speed, bro, this whole year, like since last year, bro. And him winning the IC strap out of nowhere is kind of just like it was a great moment. He's definitely one of the best, I guess, up and coming like rising stars, I guess. But as far as like deserving it, and he doesn't look very credible Then he had a match against Penta last night, which was a good match, but he had help. Like, I want to see him win clean. I want to see him like build. I want to see him be like, credible, legit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Him winning was a good moment, good WrestleMania moment. And then him running back to the ring I definitely felt that, you know what I'm saying? I think that was definitely unscripted. Like he ran back and Dom was supposed to be healed, but he was celebrating like a face. The crowd was cheering him like a face. He was acting like a face. Like he crying and stuff like that, and he hype, whatever. It was a cool moment, but like, I don't know, I just wish that Dom would have been built enough to warrant an IC strap win. As far as the match itself, it was a good match, man. Good match. Yeah, four great workers in there. Braun was obviously the MVP of this match, man. The spear on Carlito, he broke him in half, bro. That was a nasty bump Carlito took, man, at his age, bro. Um, but yeah, man, I'm glad Braun, now knowing what the plan was, had to get a title over Braun. He didn't get pinned, so he's good. He's good. He's on to bigger and better now. And looks like Finn. I mean, I get Ken. I get you. You love Finn, stuff like that. But Finn's been done since the Hell in a Cell match against Edge, bro. Like Finn's been done for a while now, man. Finn's been done for a hot minute now, bro. Like the last time I really believed in Finn that he would actually win a title was Rollins, bro. The whole World's Heavyweight Championship for the Rollins feud. I think it's the SummerSlam match. That
Mm.
was the last shred of hope for Finn Balor to kind of just give him that spark again, to give him that, you know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen. Since then, bro, just like Finn is a loser. Finn is a loser. It's a shame how like his career, like he still had a great career, IC strap, you know what I mean? First ever Universal Champ, which is cool. But he's just been a loser, man. The whole Roman Reigns thing, as a demon, he lose twice as a demon. He looked like a geek both times he lost as the demon against Roman Edge. But he looked like a geek, bro. Like Finn had no chance. I didn't go into this thinking Finn was gonna win at all. I just thought Brown was gonna retain or maybe Penta. But yeah, man, this whole Finn stuff, Finn is done. Um, Penta, I guess it was kind of too soon. I think Lonnie said that it was kind of too soon for Penta to win the strap. And yeah, man, right go. I guess Dom's cool. I'm excited to see what he does with it. Cause tension in the Judgment Day, but we'll see going forward, man. Oh, Rich Swan's better than Cedric. Rich Swan. Rich Swan. I forgot about Rich Swan. Rich Swan was actually kind of cool though. Rich Swan was cool.
Ain't gonna lie though, I
That
like
was
Rich
funny.
Swan. Rich Swan was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey King, do you ever like think back, like, man, like what if Finn never got hurt in that SummerSlam match? Like, where would he be at right now?
Man, that's a tough question, bro. Like he beat Rollins and Reigns clean on the way to doing that. The sky was the limit, my guy. Like, man, maybe he would have main evented WrestleMania 33. You know, that's probably one of the biggest what ifs in all of. He's kind of like the Derrick Rose kind of. Finn Balor
Mm.
look kind of like Derrick Rose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Since then, he was never the same when he came back. It was never the same, bro. He was just a mid card guy, upper mid card guy you can put in the main event from time to time, but for the most part, he was just in the mid card.
No, he was solid when he got pushed down to NXT. He had that whole run out there.
I mean, that's NXT though. That's developmental. I'm talking about
Bro,
like
that's still,
saying
bro.
how
He
so
was
you
No,
solid,
beat
it's
bro.
not
He
the
was solid.
same. Come
hold on,
on,
so you
man.
He
It's
was
beat
not
you
the
solid,
beat
bro. He was
same.
Reigns.
solid,
It's
It's
not the
bro.
not
same.
He was
It's
you
not
beat
the
solid.
same.
Reigns and Rollins and you win the new Universal Championship match. You talking about NXT?
I'm saying that was a great way to repackage him. You know what I'm saying? Being a heel, going up against guys like Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole. You know what I mean? Then the ultimate, come back to the main roster. That's when the whole Roman Reigns thing. I'm thinking like, okay, you know, this is like a rebuilding. But the way they did that, it was like, damn.
I mean, that's a downgrade, bro. How you go from winning the Universal Championship to going to back to NXT? Like, you know what I'm saying?
All right,
No, I'm just saying, like, you feel me? He's still a Hall of Famer, don't get me wrong, Hall of Famer, but he could have been much more, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. But speaking of Hall of Famers, man, you got Randy Orton, 14-time world champion. Didn't have a match, man. Issued an open challenge for anybody to step up and face Mr. RKO on the grandest stage. And the man to answer the challenge was none other than King's favorite man, um, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Joe Hendry. King, how did you like the surprise? Did you expect Joe? And how was the match for you?
I thought this was a terrible look for TNA, man. The moment itself was great. I'm happy for Joe Hendry. Big spot for him. Being on this WrestleMania stage, like, representing TNA, he had the belt out there, everything, going against Randy Orton in an impromptu match. Great moment, man. But dang, did he look like a geek, man. He looked like a dork, bro. You're the TNA World Champ. You're representing the entire company, and you lose in 3 minutes. You look like a jobber. Like, one RKO, then he gets RKO'd again, and then Randy mocks you, which was funny, but he mocks your gimmick while you laid out flat looking at the lights. Like, and you're the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. The TNA World Heavyweight Champ, the same championship that Kendrick's favorite EC3 carried so proudly. The same title. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have no problem Randy winning this match, bro. But could have gone longer. Could have gone maybe 10, 15 minutes. I mean, yeah, Hendry got some moves in, but nothing substantial. You know what I mean? Randy just looked like he just was bigger than him. He just dominated him. It was just like he could have picked somebody else. Just pick somebody else, man. Not your TNA World Champion, bro. Somebody else, bro. Mello. Put somebody fresh on that stage, bro. But maybe Theory and Waller. Throw Theory and Waller out there. You know what I'm saying? Where's Solo at? Put Solo there. You know what I'm saying? If you're just looking for a dub, why the TNA World Champion?
Um, yeah, I do wish the match was a little bit longer. It was a good representation for TNA, like you said, King, and like Joe Hendry. I mean, he's a over and great guy, great energy and everything. But like you said, for the match to end in under 5 minutes, like if it was eight, cool, 10, cool. But three is like you're a laughing stock now, and like you said, like you're on top of the food chain at TNA, and you get punked. Like you get not beat, you get punked. That's not a good look at all. Um, I do wish it was someone else. My first initial thought was Mello or like Andrade. Um, shoot, even Sheamus. I was just like somebody. But then I was just like, oh snap, it would have been crazy if Brock would have came. But Joe Hendry is not that's not necessarily it's not bad, but it's just like it's the way everything happened in a short amount of time. I think that's why, well, I mean, that's pretty much what King said in that short amount of time, like so much, but yet so little happened. And like you look like Boo Boo the Food, like you were embarrassed. And yeah, like it wasn't bad. It was just a little too short for my liking, and I thought I would have seen more, especially for it to be Randy's Orton 20th, WrestleMania. Like that's something huge. And for you guys to, what, we're gonna go with Joe Hendry. It's just like, what? So yeah, I most definitely agree with you, King.
Yeah, it was a cool moment to have Joe Hendry out of all people to step up and accept that challenge. Great moment for the company of TNA, but like you guys were saying, like a bad look on TNA at the same time based off of how quick the match was. Definitely was expecting a lot more for, Joe and just the representation of the company and being its champion. I wanted to be at least 8, 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And have Joe have a legitimate shot at beating Randy. Um, didn't like that aspect, but outside of that, it was like I said, great moment, great pop for Joe, and a pretty cool way to introduce the world into TNA to have its champion on the grandest stage. But it was a solid moment, cool match for what it was, but um, that's all I have for it. Um, Clearly, I was not right, King. If when I said Logan Paul and AJ Styles going to be the the best match of both nights, right?
I'm nah. I mean, it was good. I liked it, but I mean, yeah, you was kind of hyping it too much, bro.
Yeah, just on paper, I mean, it seems solid. But how did you like the match? And was the right man winning here good? Was that Logan Paul the right man to win?
Well, AJ Styles should have won, but I liked a lot of people was crapping on the match, but I actually liked the match, bro. They gave him nearly 20 minutes. It was slow, methodical. Like the Tiffany Charlotte match, it was gritty, it was physical. They actually like kind of it looked real very realistic. Logan Paul like the drone stick. I really like that. His theme is actually kind of fire, I'm not gonna lie. I'm humble. That's kind of tough. It really fits him, bro. But AJ, it looks like he lost a step, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, man. AJ doesn't look like the same guy. I don't know if it's age. I don't know. I don't know what it is, bro. Just like AJ, man, at WrestleMania, like the Edge match fell flat. Um, who did he face last year?
LA
The Chris
Knight.
Jericho match was flat. Who did he face last year?
LA Knight.
Yeah, LA Knight. That was decent. That was a decent match, but nowhere near like the expectations of AJ Styles. Shinsuke match was I'm not gonna say it was trash, but just underwhelmed. The Randy match at 35 was just like I was like a Raw match. Um, that yeah, man. The Shane, other than the Shane and the Undertaker Boneyard match, bro, AJ Styles track record at WrestleMania has been kind of disappointing. And I feel like this match, bro, a lot of people went into it, especially you. Oh man, Logan Paul, man, this is gonna steal the show, man. It's gonna be better than the main event. It's gonna be better than both main events. It's gonna be better than one of the best matches in WrestleMania history, bro. Two workers like this, AJ Styles, and Logan Paul. This is gonna blow my socks off. Did it blow your socks off, my guy? No, it did not.
It did not.
You know what I'm saying? Um, I think this is more so like Logan just, proving to the world that he belongs in a square circle. And he continues to do it. AJ losing was kind of was questionable, bro. It was questionable. But I'm glad that Karrion Cross got somewhat of a WrestleMania moment. Like when he showed him on screen, he got a pop. Did y'all see his promo he cut on that post show? That was phenomenal, man. Karrion Cross is kind of gaining some momentum, some steam, and hopefully Triple H sees that, bro. Start putting him in some meaningful storylines going forward. You know what I'm saying? Karrion Cross basically kind of carried this feud between AJ and Logan, really for real. But yeah, man, I thought it was a good match, bro. Nowhere near being a show stealer like Kendrick thought it was. So yeah, man, it was a decent match, bro. I just thought AJ should have won. But yeah.
I don't remember who I picked for this, I'm gonna be honest. But I do always appreciate the fact, even though like some people um really don't look at Logan Paul as a wrestler or whatever, whenever he wrestles, he does put on a show where he puts his best foot forward, and I respect his work in the ring, and I thought this was a solid match. Paul, he carried a little bit more. And like you said, like it does show like, AJ lost a step and it's probably one of his longer matches in a while, probably since facing Cody Rhodes. So that's probably why, he looked a little sluggish. The match, it there was no for me, there was no like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. But there was nothing that I was upset with because they're both they're both competitive and they're going to try to put their best foot forward. But like you said once again, like AJ, you can tell he's just a little more sluggish than what he's been in previously. And now I'm kind of interested in this Karrion Cross story, and see where that goes. And it seems like they're starting to push him a little bit more. Um, yeah, I think the match itself was pretty good. Um, I don't have any issues with the match. I liked it. I think Logan was the right decision. To me, I think so. Just as far as timing, and that I mean, he lost last year. I don't know. He was kind of on a losing streak a little bit, but I thought WrestleMania was a good time to get him a win.
Wait, I thought he won last year. He retained the title.
I could have sworn he lost last year.
I
Nah, you
thought
remember?
LA won that.
Yeah, it was a triple threat with him, Randy, and KO. He won. He retained.
Well, who you talking about?
You talking about Logan Paul, right?
I could have
This one
sworn
Logan
Logan
Paul.
Paul lost.
Oh yeah, no, your Logan Paul won that.
Yeah, he won that, bro.
Oh, he did?
KO.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm tripping. Dang. Oh, okay. Well, still.
yeah.
I think yeah, I think he was still the right call.
Yeah, man. I understand why, to give Logan Paul the rub. You know what I'm saying? What better way to prove to, the audience that, Logan Paul is an actual threat and, someone that's believable than, defeating AJ Styles on, the biggest stage. But similar to you, King, I was hoping, AJ Styles to win here. Someone that doesn't have the greatest WrestleMania resume of all time. Like you said, WrestleMania 32, his first, losing to Chris Jericho out of all people. His debut year, you know what I mean? Losing to Chris. Um, to this day, his greatest WrestleMania match with Shane McMahon 33, the Shinsuke 34, Randy at 35. The Boneyard 36 was, it was a cool moment. You know what I'm saying? It was a cool thing to do. Um, you know what I'm saying? Being, quote unquote, Undertaker's last match or just last hoorah, I guess. Um, 37 was the um 37 was when he was teaming with Omos, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, against the New Day, right?
was it
Was
New
it the
Day?
New Day? Was that?
Was it New Day? I don't think it was New Day.
It was against somebody. But that was cool. I think they retained. Um, 38 was Edge.
Yeah.
To this day, I still hate that finish. Um,
Uh,
what's that?
no, no, I agree. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like I understand that was still going along with the story, but like, the formation of the Judgment Day and so on and so forth. But I still didn't care for that. 39. Who did he face at 39? I forgot. Was he at 39?
I don't think he was at 39, bro.
I don't think so. Yeah. And 40, of course, LA Knight. And this year, Logan Paul, man. So I just feel like, AJ Styles deserves his moment on the grandest stage. And so like I was looking forward to, him having his moment in WrestleMania, having that decisive win. especially after coming back from surgery. You know what I mean? A life threatening surgery. Yeah. So great, good match. Definitely wasn't the greatest that I was expecting, but it was what it was, man. Paul winning was cool, but yeah, it was solid. Um, did y'all have more before moving on?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. This may seem like a hot take. Um, and like, what you doing, bro? Yeah, why you head down like that? You
Yeah,
good?
bro, that's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I saw your head down. Like, you good?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I was moving like side to side. It was kind of like your head, like it was kind of like
That was,
Oh, okay.
I was in my book bag, dog.
Oh, okay, okay. I was worried, but yeah, I just want to say, man. I'm gonna keep it a band, man. Um, I think Drew Gulak better than the Cedric Alexander, bro. I think Drew Gulak better. Would you agree with that, Kendrick? I think Drew Gulak, as far as the in-ring technician, is not even close. Keep it a buck. You think so?
So the next match was the women's tag team match, man. You have Liv and Raquel defending those titles against Lyra Valkyria,
Um,
uh, the women's intercontinental champion, and she was supposed to have a tag team partner. So at first it was Bailey. She got attacked, and she needed a tag team partner, man. And so, next thing you know, man, Lonnie's favorite of all time, Becky Lynch, the man came around at WrestleMania 41, made her return to WrestleMania. And to our surprise, my surprise, definitely, they win the tag team titles. Lonnie, how did you feel about the return of Becky and for her to just get a tag team title just like that?
Thought the return was, oh, cool. The man is back. Um, to win, I was like, okay, I don't see any type of chemistry. I like that, nothing. So
mm,
that was the first red flag. I was like, okay. But then it's just like, why bring Becky Lynch to WrestleMania to lose? And then follow. I'm more so pissed off about Monday. Well, actually, I don't know which one I'm more pissed off about. The fact that they held the title for one day, and I don't know, but the whole thing itself was a waste of a match. This match didn't have to happen. This match didn't have to happen. Y'all could have just had the Street Profits and somebody else. I'm getting mad talking about this.
oh, hot.
Bro, it pissed me off yesterday, bro. I mean, maybe that was the reason they brought, but maybe that's the reason why they needed to win at WrestleMania, just so they needed a reason for Becky to turn heel. Like that's the only thing that makes sense. But like that to me, that's still just a waste. And Lara, like she already has gold. She already has gold, man. Well, she had. Um, no, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, she has gold already, but this match it was. I mean, I like Liv. Liv is great. Liv is awesome. Um, Phenomenal wrestler. Raquel, she's not too bad. I don't know between her and Jade. I don't know. It's
Mhm.
kind of tough. I ain't even gonna lie, but Liv is the one who always gets people invested into the match for sure. Very animated, very her energy is just different. And it's not to necessarily take away from Lara, but Liv is just the that woman. But I'm done talking about this because it really pissed me off with what's happened over the
Oh,
past 48 hours. So I'm done.
Yeah, it was a solid match for what it was. It was good to see the man. Um, but it was like similar to you, like, okay, it was good to see you. Like, where you been at? You know what I mean? Like, welcome back. But I agree with you as far as like what was the point of the match itself for them to win, have that moment, only to lose it, 24 hours later. Um, I guess, like you said, a setup a way for her to turn heel, but you could have done that in much other ways and creative ways to do that. But um, yeah, it was good to see Becky, and now this new persona of hers as a heel and go after the IC, and and it's always amazing to see it live on my TV screen. So um, good moment, solid. Um, it was just something for me to you know look at and see until the main event.
I thought that this gave me shades of SummerSlam 2021 when Becky came back and just beat Bianca in like what 26 seconds, something like that. Like, what was the point? And then they just want to then Liv and Raquel won it back the next night. So it's kind of
Wasn't
like
you at that SummerSlam?
that was 22.
That was 22. Okay.
Yeah. Um, it was the same type vibe, bro. You come back, Liv and Raquel, they kind of hot, you know what I mean? Like character wise, they hot, you know. They come back, lose, then they win it back next night. It's just like, what was the point? Like, and then Becky turns on Lyra. It was so forced. Like, where's the build? Like, it was so forced. It's just like it didn't look natural.
King,
But
I think that's what pisses me off. I was like, what? It, it was forced, like you said, but go ahead. I think that's what really makes me upset the
like she
most.
just turned on her last night. Like it was just like, bro, can some tension build? Can like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just did it for the sake of it because maybe it was the Raw after Mania, so they had to have a couple swerves in there for the sake of it. Maybe that's what it was. But nah, this was so rushed, bro. The match itself, the match on Raw was better than the WrestleMania match, no question. The match last night was fire. That joke was fire. I was on the edge of my seat. I'm not gonna lie. But Becky, man, I don't know, bro. It's just like maybe she's definitely got some stroke backstage, bro, for sure. And to hear what happened with Bailey, you know what I'm saying? Don't really know too much what happened with Bailey, you know what I mean, about the whole thing. But nah, bro, that was just completely unnecessary. It was unnecessary. It's good to have Becky back for sure, but just how they did it was just like nah, bro. I'm good on that, man. I'm not really a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, man. Do I have more before we get into the main event?
I think Buddy Murphy better than your boy too, Cedric
All
Alexander.
right. So before we get into the main event, my last question is kind of like the same question for night one. Who do you guys think had the best entrance for night two?
Oh man, this is actually tough. I already know who King's gonna say. Logan.
Who?
Logan.
Nah, I won't gonna say Logan.
Oh, Cody.
I like Pentas, man. That jacket was hard though. That jacket,
Oh yeah, that
that
jacket
was
was
hard.
tough.
Oh
That
my
jacket was
god, that
tough.
was hard.
That jacket was fire.
Yeah. Um, I like Bianca's. She came out with her stepdaughter,
Yeah.
saying it was all like, dancing in her outfit. Yeah, I say Bianca. I say Bianca, man.
Hmm. Man, I actually don't know. I actually can't answer this right now. Who entrance did I like the most? Yeah, I don't know. I'm be honest, I don't even know.
No, Cody. You say Cody. Cody, my second choice.
No, Cody. Nah,
Hey,
Cody's
with the
was not.
motor, with the motorcycle. What you mean the motorcycles? You talking about?
Like okay, like that was okay. I'm like just him himself. I was like, all right, you wearing the skull again. And it was so what was funny about that, I was like, I was talking to my fiance. I was like, he wearing this again? And then it did the
That was
the
hard.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's a little different. But I was like, it's still not impressive. Um, I probably like John Cena's.
Over Cody's, bro, for real.
Yeah.
You don't like Cody, bro. You don't like Cody, bro. It's
Oh
been
my gosh.
established already.
No, okay, if he would have wore a different mask,
John Cena is better than
if
Cody.
he would have wore a different mask, maybe. He literally wore the same mask except it popped off. I was like, I was expecting a better entrance than this.
Bro, Cena walked out in pitch black. Like, but what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, and you know
basic.
what? It's his last one too,
What
so
about a
it's my
motorcycle?
favorite.
Motorcycle tough. They were going back and forth. That joint was tough.
It
That was
was it was my favorite. Actually, Stone Cold was my favorite.
all right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I have to agree as far as like Bianca or I'm stuck between Bianca or John for me. Um,
What was that?
what was that?
Hey, yo, you good, my guy? What
You
was
good?
that?
My nose stuffy, bro.
Oh
My
my
nose
goodness.
stuffy, dog.
Oh,
Wow.
My bad.
dang.
Wow, man. Wow.
But yeah, man, the main event time, man. Um, the then 16-time WWE champion John Cena entering his last WrestleMania ever, WrestleMania 41 against the then undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Um, King, man, I know we spoke about it earlier, man. The match itself was, decent. It was good. We didn't expect like a 5 star, but you know, how did you how did you feel about Cena winning his 17th and obviously the finish and just how that went about?
Well, first of all, I want to say the presentation. It had a big match feel, bro. Like the lighting was perfect. It just like the camera work was top notch. It was like it felt big, bro. It felt like a big time match, bro. First, I want to get out the way. As far as him winning 17, it was a great moment, but like the moment was kind of diluted because of how he won it. Like just hit him with the title, and then he just pulls the ref, like, oh, come on, come on, come on. And then he just pin. It was just so like anticlimactic. It was really like there was no drama, there was no emotion. It was just so it was just when Cena was trying getting the ref, it was just quiet in the building. It was quiet. Like it was just like, okay, he's pulling the ref over. Oh, maybe Cody kick out. He didn't kick out, and then Cole starts yelling and screaming. But like, I didn't get that feeling, bro. Like, dang, he just made history. Oh my God, Ric Flair, he just broke his record. Like, where's Ric Flair? Kareem was there when LeBron broke his record, all-time scoring record. He was there in LA. It makes sense for Ric Flair to be in attendance, knowing that it's highly possible that Cena could break his record that night. But it was a great moment, but it could have been done so much more, bro. It could have felt much more grand than it was. But I'm happy that he won 17. He definitely deserves it, man. All those years of hard work, being on the road, being the face of the company, that takes a toll on your body, your mental, your personal life. Like it's being a top guy, bro. It's not an easy gig, bro. So I think he deserved 17. Um, I'm excited to see how the rest of the year plays out. Um, he's got 27 more dates left, bro. And 27 more dates, man. He's gonna ruin wrestling. So I'm excited to see how he's gonna ruin wrestling. So yeah, man.
So I know a lot of people, like you were saying earlier about like the absence of The Rock as well, kind of like ruined the moment for you, right?
Yeah, I think it would have been better if The Rock was there. You know, because he's the one that he started this whole storyline. He started the whole Code and Want Your Soul. We need to see some payoff after that. We haven't seen him since the Chamber. Like Rock, nobody's mentioned The Rock. Well, Cody mentioned The Rock one time, but Cena never mentioned The Rock during this whole buildup. Rock was crucial. He was essential for this match, bro. He didn't show up. And the reasons he gave on the Pat McAfee show just wasn't enough to justify it. But not him not being there, bro. It wasn't enough, bro. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think I got the same feeling you did when, when they both got in the ring, it's about to start, and it's like, oh, like I felt myself getting butterflies in my stomach,
Mhm.
jitters. I'm not saying butterflies, that's crazy.
Ah!
But because like, hey, like this is John Cena's. Like it was the fact that like, okay, this is really John Cena's last WrestleMania, and will he win 17? And him being a heel, it was good. I mean, the match wasn't bad at all. Travis Scott ruined it for me. Travis Scott ruined it. I was just like, and I thought eventually The Rock would come out. I don't know how to feel about The Rock not coming out. I'm not upset that he didn't come out, but I'm indifferent about it. Him not showing up. I mean, because like he- I mean, he does make a good point about the 17 championships, but also to your point, King, like you're pretty much the reason why this is happening. So it's it's just a tug of war. But yeah, the ending was not great. But I mean I think that was kind of intentional because I think that was just the start of John Cena ruining wrestling. I To me, I just think that's the prime example. Like, it's for us to have these type of reactions that we're having. Like, this was bad, and he's probably like, exactly. That's why I'm ruining it now. Um, you expect me to go out in high fashion for my 17th. You expect me to do all of this. No, that's not what's happening. That's what I think. I think that was extremely intentional because I was yeah, like for him to win his 17th, his his 10th, 12th felt more important than this one to
Mm.
me. But once again, I just think that's the point. Um, that was yeah, that one left a bitter taste in my mouth a little bit because just like that's not the John that we know, but this is the John that we will have to get used to for the remainder of the year, and it's tough, but I am intrigued to see how this will play out now that WrestleMania is over. Not a bad match. I thought Cody did a great job. He did what he was supposed to do, and then some. So yeah, yeah. As far as this main event, I give it about three stars. I mean, it's not much that I really expected, but I wasn't expecting the ending to be like that. Um, it felt like I got my favorite bag of chips, and it was just an airbag. That's
Mm.
literally what it felt like. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, like I get like both perspectives as far as like why The Rock wasn't there and why Rock should have been there. Because I did watch his his reasoning. Um, the story of, Cena winning his 17th should be about him. You know what I'm saying? And embracing that moment. However, like King was saying, like this whole story is revolves around The Rock, wanting Cody's soul, um, recruiting John to be on your side, having Travis Scott on your side. You know what I mean? Like this is all you. You know what I'm saying? You're the head man. Um, so it's like your appearance matters, whether it was just in the ring or on the ramp. Like some type kind of appearance would have been substantial for the moment. So I'm more on that side as far as like he should have been there versus the other way. But I get both perspectives. The match itself, it was good for what it was, and I agree with you as far as the aspect of everything was intentional. It wasn't supposed to be this 5-star greatest match of all time main event that we're going to think about 5, 10 years from now. He is here to literally ruin wrestling. Um, I think that the way Cody was portrayed as far as towards the end of not choosing going back and forth on what he wants to do with the title, hit Cena, do not hit Cena.
Mm.
Um, that made it look kind of weak, to be honest. This
Yeah.
is the guy that we've been seeing as kind of like our Superman in a sense. Um, withstood uh, last year's WrestleMania going up against the Bloodline. Um, The Rock, Roman, so on and so forth, and he just chooses not to do what he has to do to keep his title and tries to be a good guy, and that cost him his title. Kind of similar to last year. You know what I'm saying? Roman Reigns decides to react, the way he did towards Seth. That cost him his title. So like fast forward to now, wanting to be this babyface, good person, great persona, cost Cody his title. You know what I'm saying? And so I mean I get it. But it was just the way it was portrayed, it just made Cody just a weak champion. So I'll be interested in seeing how he bounces back whenever he, shows up back again on programming. But I love the moment, Cena winning the title with just the way he did it. It was just like it didn't feel special. In a sense of like, oh my God, Cena won the title. Like just kind of like what King was saying, as far as like, he hit Cody with the title, getting the ref up, and then it's just like that gas moment, like, oh, Cody's gonna kick out for sure. And there's like 1, 2, 3. It's like, whoa, that's it? And it took like what, four, 4 AAs? At the 4 AAs, this is going to be the finish. Just him getting hit with the title, and that's it. So it was like, okay, that's interesting. But the match was good. The moment was solid. The build up was not as great, but just the presentation of it was amazing, top notch. Rose and Cena, but not the greatest finish of WrestleMania, but we got what we got, and very interested in seeing where John Cena goes from here moving forward as the WWE champion, the last real champion of the WWE. Did you guys have any more before we get out of here?
Nah.
I'm trying to think of a cruiserweight wrestler, but I can't think of anyone right now. Man.
All right, man, we gotta go though. We gotta go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this has been WWE WrestleMania 41 review. Um, hopefully we'll be back for 42, man. You know what I'm saying? Year 2 on us doing PLEs.
Mhm.
And I've enjoyed you guys, man. I appreciate it. Um, it's been a hell of a run. What's been you guys' favorite video before we get out of here?
Oh man, that's actually tough. Man, I don't know. What's my favorite one? Whichever one got the most views.
I have to look. I have to look on that.
I think it was probably WrestleMania last year.
We did WrestleMania last year.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hmm. I can't think, bro. I mean, I don't know, but we've done so many, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, which is
I can really pinpoint.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. I mean, this one, bro. This one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah, we've done so many. I can't really think right now. Um. But I've always enjoyed, doing the videos, man. Just the banter. Um. Us just talking wrestling. It's pretty cool. And someone doesn't want to let go of something that happened, years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I like Drew now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Let that
I'm
shit go.
saying you fan weather,
Anyway,
fan with the fan.
you know what I'm saying? But anyway,
Fan with the fan.
this has been WrestleMania 41 review, man. Myself, Lonnie King. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll be back for Backlash, right?
Yep,
Uh,
backlash.
in St. Louis, Missouri.
Not what I mean.
Yes,
I'll take
sir.
Kalisto over on Cedric Alexander.
And until our
I'll take
next
Kalisto.
video,
Kalisto.
yes, sir.